Okay, so it's summertime and that means fig season. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It's the second week of June 2019. Boy, it is hot. It feels like summer here in Arizona. I think we hit 112 here in Whitman today, 117 in town, so man, it is heating up. So of course what that means for us, that means our figs are finally getting into season. So what I'm next to here is I'm actually next to our Peter's Honey Fig. Now, this is a tree that we have not gotten a ripe fruit off of yet. And last year we had a couple that were definitely immature. It didn't really get any fruit on there that were completely mature and sweet. So we weren't too sure about the tree, just kind of holding out hope. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit more about the tree and see how the fruit actually tastes. So what you see behind me here is a tree that's about 2.5 years old. We got this tree from Richard's Garden Center, and it was about that tall in a little, I don't know, it's probably like almost a quart-sized container, real tiny container. Put it in the ground here next to the wall that we have here on the western side of the property, which is why I'm partially in the shade. Now this tree, as far as pruning, we've got it similar to almost a quasi-espalier style up against the wall here. So it gets great protection from the evening and late afternoon and evening sun, also from the wind. We've got some breeze today and I'm actually protected in here. So it gets a little bit of protection from that. Otherwise, full blazing sun all day long, which is what these fig trees need. So at 2.5 years, this tree has gotten nice and big. So the tree itself is probably a good 8 to 10 feet tall, and it's a good 10 feet or so across, a good sized tree. We do prune this nice and heavy. I'll link our fig pruning video here so you can take a peek at how we prune these trees. Now this tree here, I probably could have pruned it a little heavier, which is not unusual. I definitely could have taken more off of this tree. However, it has a nice big open center, and then it makes the tree itself get nice and wide as opposed to growing more vertical. So now actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the fruit. So you can see a whole lot of immature fruit, and this tree, look at this guys, it is just flat out overproducing. Wherever I see figs, I see just massive clusters of figs. I have a lot of immature fruit. You can see all the immature fruit in here, which is a solid green. The eye itself, if Lori slides in a little closer, you'll see here the eye itself is closed. So that eye will start to open up as it begins to ripen. And also just that dark green color. We've got these immature fruit up here. However, Lori and I found one that definitely was getting closer. You can see here, we have an organza bag on it, which has done a good job of protecting it. It's actually gotten a little bit of sunburn on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this organza bag off. And what you're gonna see is, oh yeah, you're gonna see a fruit that is probably, if anything, a little overripe. But you can see completely droopy here as opposed to this real stiff, erect fruit that's pointing up in this direction. This one's actually pointing down. Let's go ahead and pick it. So now, one of the things that we've talked about a few times here with fig trees is organza bags. I'm going to link our shop down below that's got organza bags in it, but organza bags very effective at keeping birds from getting to your figs. So highly suggest this. So the fruit itself, you can see here that it's actually pretty yellow. I'll get it up in the sun. So you can see it actually is starting to yellow up here. Obviously it gets kind of wrinkly. We saw that. Up here at the top of the fruit, it starts to bulge out when they start to get ripe. So you can see it's much wider than some of these other immature fruit that are real narrow at the neck, and we talked about that before as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Let's take a look at the inside of the fruit. All right, so there we go. There's the inside of the fruit. Okay, wow. So you can see the flesh. So much different from your purple, darker figs. The flesh itself is more brownish yellow and looks really more like, almost like honey on the inside. So real cool as far as how the fruit itself actually looks. But you know what? More and most importantly, let's see how this tastes. That's good. Okay, so I'm gonna try to figure out how I can describe this. Definitely much different from your typical fig flavor. Now, it tastes like a fig. So, and the best way to describe that as far as texture is somewhere in like a mix between a banana. So it's got kind of that softness of a ripe banana and like a strawberry. How you have kind of the seeds in there. Now this doesn't have any viable seeds because we don't have the wasps that you actually need in order to pollinate and produce viable seeds. However, there still are some seeds in there that are give it a little bit of a crunch. So it's, again, similar to the strawberry, but nice mellow, real mellow sweetness. I would say almost like a little bit of honey kind of flavor or aftertaste. One of the things that I'm definitely not getting from this that you can get from like a brown turkey fig, let's say, is a lot of times with those, especially early season like this, is they're very watery. Even when they're completely ripe like this, they're very, very juicy. And this is definitely more along the lines of a banana. So not really super juicy, but a nice mellow sweetness. Pretty good. So just a quick video today. We're surprised to get a fig this early in the season. Usually July is when we start seeing our ripe figs, but a nice mellow early season fig to kind of get you in the mood for fig season. Peter's Honey Fig. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. Questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And like I said earlier, our Amazon page, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Check that out. A free and painless way to help support the channel here is starting your Amazon shopping anytime you go there. Start with that link. It helps to support the work we're doing here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. It's because you're hot. I know, me too. If we can farm on the edge of nowhere. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. We're ready to go.